Welcome to the video where I unbox, assemble, and review a Harbor Freight 46-inch 9-drawer toolbox. It has 14,500 cubic inches of storage space and 1,200-pound rating. This is the unboxing portion. So I unboxed it, and the cardboard and the packing material were all in very good shape. The toolbox was covered with a nice plastic cover. It came with an instruction book, about a 4-page instruction manual, and the keys were wire tied to the front of the toolbox. The first thing I did was unlock it. The lock had a very nice solid feel to it, and the drawers had a very nice tactile feeling when you opened and closed them. It felt like they would stay closed when you're moving the toolbox around. And for a very nice surprise, it came with drawer liners. There's a full set of 1/8-inch thick drawer liners, one for each drawer. I don't recall whether the specs on the advertisement from Harbor Freight actually mentioned that there was drawer liners, but like I said, it was a great surprise. Next in the other bottom drawer was a box of hardware and a handle. I opened the handle up immediately. The handle had a very nice finish. It was relatively heavy duty, and there was a wrench. Now, out of the entire thing, I'm going to give you a spoiler. The wrench was the worst part of this entire toolbox. It came with 2 locking swivel casters, seemed to be in very, very good rugged wheels. It came with a full set of stainless steel fasteners and 2 straight casters, and they were also nice with ball bearings in them. Seemed good quality. Like I said, the handle was in good shape and seemed very rugged. Now the handle can mount on either side of the toolbox. There was stainless steel hardware for this. The 4 bolts threaded in very nicely. It was nice to see that there were 4 bolts holding the handle on, and they tightened up nice and secure. Everything felt solid. And like I mentioned before, the wrench was really cheesy, but I decided that I would use the wrench because I wanted to see if everything that Harbor Freight supplied could be used to set it up. Next, I flipped the toolbox down onto its back. Now you have to be very careful because the toolbox is very heavy. It's around it's a little over 100 pounds. So I started threading all the hardware into the casters, and I noticed that on the bottom of this box there are 2 nice solid reinforcing ribs, and the wheels actually screw through them. And the wheels were held onto the bottom with rivet nuts, and that's a very strong, very robust way of putting bolts and nuts into sheet metal. Everything tightened up nicely, and again, the wrench was cheesy, but it was capable of tightening the bolts up. I followed the same method of putting the straight casters on, and again, the bolts turned in very nicely and everything felt very secure. So just as a note, you'll want to put your swivel casters on the same side of the toolbox as you put the handle, and the straight ones on the opposite side of the handle. This just makes maneuvering the toolbox much easier when the thing is fully assembled and fully filled up with your tools. At this point, you can carefully lift up your toolbox, and again, it's a very heavy toolbox, weighs a little over 100 pounds, so you want to be careful. You may want to have a helper help you. Next was installing those surprise drawer liners. They fit in very nice. They were rubbery. They actually felt like they were a little bit on the sticky side, so your tools won't slide around. Now for the review. The casters seem to work very nice. Now the toolbox is not fully loaded yet, and the brake on the casters seem to work very well. One negative is there's nothing to stop you from opening multiple drawers. If you do this, the toolbox can flip over. Notice the double 100-pound rated drawer slides on the bottom drawers. This makes the bottom drawers capable of holding 200 pounds. Again, the 1/8-inch thick drawer liners was a real plus. There was a 3/4-inch hardwood top, and this is actually attached from the inside. It's actually bolted down, so it makes it so it can't warp, and it also is very solid. There's tons of storage in the sturdy top drawer. That part is very nice because you can put long tools in there. There's a very nice smooth draw pull, and like I said before, there's a tactile finish when you open and when you close it. So it doesn't feel like the drawers are going to open up when I move my toolbox. My previous toolbox, that did happen. As you can see, this is a very sturdy drawers. I just dropped a very heavy logging chain into the drawer. You notice it didn't even budge, and actually the drawers work much better when there's a heavier load in there. They seem to roll much better on their ball bearings, and they feel great. I was very pleased with that test. The fit, form, and function of this toolbox greatly exceeded my expectations, and for $299 from Harbor Freight, I give this a 2 thumbs up. Thank you for joining me on the unbox, assemble, and review of a Harbor Freight 46-inch 9-drawer toolbox. Thank you, and goodbye.